Yo, what's up everybody? It's Matt from RAR TCG, and you guys know how it is. You find a set that you really love, like white and black, you open a ton of it, maybe you hit your chase card, maybe you don't, and it's sad vibes. But at the end of the day, you look around and there's a ton of just ETBs filled of bulk cards from all of your ripping sessions. So what do we do with that bulk? Well, there's a couple different options here, but what I really want to focus on in this video is how you may be sitting on a gold mine that you can just grab a couple of those cards, start selling them, and have more money to put towards the mega sets coming up. So I'm going to be counting down the top 3 most valuable bulk cards out right now from the SV era. I think this is super important because if you are just a collector watching this and maybe you're not really involved in the selling side, I want to give you kind of an edge because this really will potentially open up a lot more kind of resources, money for you to start ripping mega in the future and start chasing after that Lucario, maybe the Gardevoir. I think this is super important because even if you are just a true collector, if you understand the value of some of these more niche cards, then that can give you more leverage and open up some more opportunities for you. On the flip side, if you're a reseller and you sell bulk, I love bulk, honestly. I always recommend that you buy bulk at $10 per thousand cards. Couldn't think right there. So I recommend that you buy $10 per thousand cards. That's a penny per card. Now, if you run across a collector that maybe watched this video and they say, hey, I will sell you my bulk at $10 per thousand, but just so you know, I have 50 Hildas. And you're like, oh, snap. If you got 50 Hildas, and I know that that card's valued at X, we're about to talk about that, then maybe you're willing to pay a bit more for those cards. And your margin is still going to be amazing. Even if you pay 75 cents per Hilda, you're still going to make your money back. And that collector is going to have more on hand as well. So it's a win-win situation. I think as long as everyone is in the know about what things are, then there's not a situation where one person is trying to take advantage of another person or anything like that. So let's go ahead and dive in. Again, I got the top 3 bulk cards that have the highest value in the SV era. Starting at number 3, we're going to start from the lowest to the highest. Number 3 on the list is going to be Arven from Obsidian Flames. And really here you could put any of the Arven cards from any of the sets. Arven continues to be a highly playable and sought after card. Almost every deck is going to have a play set that's 4 cards per deck of Arven. So if you look through your bulk and you're sitting on a ton of Arvens, guess what? Those cards can be worth anywhere between $1 plus per card. That doesn't mean you're going to walk into your local card shop and get $1 for those Arvens, but it does mean you can walk in there and say, hey, I've got some bulk here. Would y'all like to buy it? And they're like, yeah, I'll give you a penny per card or whatever the store wants to do. But you can say like, hold up, like I also have these Arven cards, which I know are more playable. I know they have more value. What can you do for me there? And maybe instead of a penny, the card shop's going to offer you 10 cents for those cards. Now understand that as a collector, just like FYI, if you walk into a card store, and this is I'm not trying to dig on the card store or anything like that. All I'm saying is if you walk into a card store, because of the service they're providing, the convenience that they're providing, you are going to get less of a percentage offer on your collections, your cards, everything. That's because they are offering the service of convenience. You can literally cash out your cards right there. But also, those store owners have staff to pay. They have to keep the lights on, the air conditioning on. They have to keep the product stocked. And so the margins that they need to make are going to be higher. Whereas if you run over to Instagram, you DM me and say, hey, I want to sell you 10,000 cards of bulk. How much are you willing to give me? I do not have a brick and mortar. I sell primarily online, and so my overhead's way less. So the margins and the percentage I can buy at are probably going to be more competitive than the local card store, but it's not as convenient. You're going to have to trust me. Maybe I'm going to ask you to send those cards first so that I can look over them, make sure that all the cards are there, and then I'll issue payment from there. So it's a give and take, right? It's a give and take. But just know, if you're a collector, you're trying to really, max out your value, the best way to do that is number 1, this is kind of a side tangent video here. Number 1, sell it yourself on Marketplace, start a TCG player account. That's how you're going to maximize your money there. Number two is sell to somebody like me, an online reseller who's going to be able to give you a higher percentage for your cards. Because if you come to me and say, hey, I have 100 Arven cards, how much can you give me for it? It's going to be a lot more than 1 penny per card because I know how much those cards are worth. You know how much those cards are worth, right? But if you just come into me and you're like, hey, I got 10,000 cards, I'm gonna offer you my base rate of $10 per 1,000 cards. Yes, there could be some Arvens or these other cards in there, but we don't know that. And so we're gonna offer that there. So that's kind of a side tangent. So number one, sell it yourself. Number two, sell to online reseller. Or number three, the most convenient but lowest return for your value is gonna be to walk into your local card stores and go that way. But there's nothing wrong with supporting your local card store. I actually really highly recommend it. I try to support my local card store whenever I can, whenever possible. So those are the three ways. So at number three, of the top three most valuable bulk cards is Arven from Obsidian Flames, but really any of the other sets. I think there's one in Paldean Fates, there's one in SV Base, and you can find some other places. Number two on the list of the top three, so this is going to be the middle, is going to be Night Stretcher from Shrouded Fable. This card, again, is highly playable in a ton of decks, and just get this. It's only been printed in Shrouded Fable so far, and so it's more scarce. So the value for this card is high $2 going into the $3 range. That's insane when you consider how somewhat easy it is to pull this card when you're opening Shrouded Fable. I'm not saying to run out there and buy a ton of packs and hope you get like 500 Night Stretchers or anything like that. That's not realistic. But if you've been opening Shrouded Fable to chase after that Persian or whatever your chase card is, chances are you have some of these sitting around that you can turn and make a little bit of extra profit off of. Here's the deal. The mega sets will have a Night Stretcher in them. So I highly recommend that if you are going to go this route of selling the Night Stretcher for highest value, you should do that now, because if a lot more of these Night Stretchers are flooded onto the market, the price will tank. That's how bulk works. So Night Stretcher is number two right now, but that is pending some really big prints of Night Stretcher in the mega set. Now, at number one, the most valuable bulk card right now is the Hilda from White Flare. This card is going absolutely crazy. It's found a lot of playability. It's worth over $3 from the newest set. This is actually more of a rare situation. A lot of times newer trainers are too niche of a card. Maybe they don't fit into, existing structured decks and everything. It does happen. Obviously, we're seeing it now, but it's more rare. So Hilda from White Flare. If you guys have been chasing after that Victini, some of those black-white rares, some of those ARs, then chances are you are sitting on some Hildas, and I would highly recommend that you look through those and consider selling those. Again, Hilda will be reprinted. It's highly likely that it will be reprinted in upcoming sets, and that's going to drive the price lower. So right now is always the best time to look at selling that. So if you're a collector, I highly recommend, I hope that you enjoyed this video, sell off some of these cards so that you have more money on hand to start ripping the mega sets. If you're a player, look out at your local card stores. Look, make connections with collectors, people that rip, and ask them like, hey, if you come across X, Y, and Z card, I'm really interested in it. Do you mind looking through your bulk and seeing if you have some? If you're a player, that's probably the best way to get a good deal there rather than running to TCG Player and buying from someone like me, where you're gonna pay a little bit more and maybe pay some shipping as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is a little bit quicker of a video, but those are the top three most valuable bulk cards from the SV era so far. This can change so quickly, y'all. But right now, those are the top three by a mile. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're getting so close. We're over halfway to 1,000 subscribers, which is my goal. So every like, every dislike, every subscription, every comment really helps. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.